Greetings everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias. Today, it is almost Blade Show. It's almost time for Blade Show, and I hear it's your first Blade Show that you're going to. What should you expect? What should you know going into it? Now, I'm going to start off by saying that this isn't going to be like a fully comprehensive video on like expected behaviors of Blade Show. Plenty of other content creators have done things like this, the what you need to know style. I particularly like Will's that he did on his second channel from a few years ago, talking about general balisong etiquette. Things like don't flip in an aisle, don't flip over a child's head, which I can't believe we need to say that, don't throw balisongs off of balconies. Things that kind of go along the lines of balisongs are welcome at Blade Show for now, but we need to keep it that way. We need to be respectful of everyone else that's near us and kind of entering our space. And we need to be respectful of the show itself so that they continue to welcome us as they have in the past. And by welcome us, I mean just not kicking us out for flipping. So let's keep it that way. But I more wanted to go over what you should expect experience-wise, because I think a lot of people go to Blade Show not totally knowing what to expect, because the videos that you see online don't really kind of give you a vibe of what Blade Show's actually like for your average person. You get to see what it's like for a YouTuber who's going around and interviewing makers and stuff like that, but what is it like for someone who doesn't have a YouTube channel, who's not filming, who's going for the first time and doesn't really know what to expect? The number one thing that I can tell you is it doesn't matter how socially anxious you are, how uncomfortable you are in social situations. I believe firmly that you will find a place at Blade Show. There are so many different people sitting in circles, flipping, talking to each other, having a great time, all sharing their collective love for the same hobby. I find that a lot of discomfort in social situations comes from not knowing what to talk about, not knowing what to ask about, or not having the knowledge to maintain a conversation with someone who's talking about something that you have no idea about. I've been in my fair share of conversations where someone is going off about sports, and I just don't have the knowledge to engage properly within this conversation. Blade Show, you don't really have to worry about that. All of us love balisongs, and that's pretty much what people are going to be talking about at the show. Now, I'm not saying that's all people are going to talk about in the show. Oh my gosh, I am still dropping from the Create Within the Valleys video. This is really bad. Is there another balisong I could flip that I maybe wouldn't drop as much? I don't know. I thought the Prisma Pro was like my guy. Let's go with, I'm going to switch out to something a little more beginnery. Let's go with the Orion. Maybe I won't drop this as much. Now, I'm not saying that's what people are going to want to talk about all the time. Far from it, because, you know, conversations change and sway and everything. But I can almost guarantee that you'll be able to sit down with someone and have a conversation about the hobby that you love. And I think that's the beauty of it. Don't be afraid to push a little bit outside of your comfort zone. I'm not asking you to dive into a 12-foot pool when you're only used to swimming in the 3-foot shallow end. Just go a foot deeper. Get a little bit out of your comfort zone, because I promise you are going to have all the better time for it. On that same note, don't be afraid to go up to people and talk to them. If it's a YouTuber that you enjoy, if it's someone you've been interacting with on Instagram for a while, I know a lot of people will look at someone and go, they're too important to talk to me, or whatever comes up in your head. I promise you, we're not. We don't bite. Me, the other YouTubers, some of the people you follow on Instagram, we don't bite. We want to talk to people. That's why we're going to Blade Show. Just try and, maintain situational awareness, social awareness. If we're recording a video or something, don't barge into the middle of it, obviously. But yeah, we're there to interact. Come say hi. Please, please, please don't be the person that messages me after Blade Show and says, I saw you, but I was too afraid to come up and say hi. Because I've had people say that to me, and it always breaks my heart. Because this is a once-in-a-year thing that people get to do, and it just makes me really sad that someone was, like, afraid for some reason to come up to me. I'm just a normal guy. I'm just a normal dude trying to make his way in the world. Simple man. There's no reason to be afraid or like put me on some crazy pedestal. I put a camera on my head. I talk to myself like an idiot in my bedroom, and I flip funny knives, just like most of you do, maybe minus the camera. But yeah, it's a fantastic place to kind of break out of your social comfort zone a little bit. Sit in a group, flip a bunch of knives, try stuff. Now here is another tip. Be respectful of people's collections, obviously. Don't take someone's knife and throw it across the room or start, dropping it onto concrete floors or whatever. People will usually be gracious with you with their collection as long as you are respectful back to them. Don't start grabbing stuff out of people's cases without asking. Don't grab multiple things out of people's cases. As someone who has a big collection, it can get a little bit overwhelming to keep track of. So it's very important that I keep people, limited to, hey, just tell me when you're grabbing something and only grab one thing at a time. Put the other thing back. Make sure I know it's back. Don't hand it off to other people without asking stuff like that. Like, this is all basic stuff that you can hear in other people's videos. But trying stuff really is a huge part of the experience because you will come back with so much knowledge and an ability to compare things to each other that is essential to developing your own preferences and style within the hobby. 99% of what I talk about in these videos is not because I'm an amazing flipper. It's because I've had the opportunity to try hundreds and hundreds of balisongs, compare them to each other, build that catalog of knowledge within my head, and then provide that to you guys through the form of these videos. And Blade Show is really what helps you build that because you'll get to try things that you'll never touch otherwise. You'll get to try things that maybe aren't for sale anymore or that are so new you haven't had a chance to buy it yet. Stuff like that. It's going to be a really, really cool opportunity. So don't deprive yourself of that opportunity. Don't be afraid to ask someone if you can try something. And sometimes people are going to say no. That's okay. Just, be respectful, walk away. Social norms and social etiquette still do apply at Blade Show. But most people aren't thinking about a lot of that stuff because they're just having fun interacting with other people who are into a hobby that they're into. So many of us are isolated in this hobby. We connect over Instagram, we connect over YouTube, we talk in chats, we do live streams. But I don't have anyone else in my life who flips like this. Ty used to, but Ty also doesn't live around here anymore, so it's not really the same. So Blade Show is like the one time of year where I can be surrounded by people who do flip and who flip way better than I do. And that's another thing in terms of experience. Pick their brains if you want to. If you see someone doing a cool trick, ask them about it. Maybe have them try and teach you. You can learn a lot from physically being next to someone who is giving you tips. The most I've ever learned in one single day was when I met up with Banks in real life and he kind of drilled me on double scissors. I don't think I ever would have learned double scissors as quick as I did if I wasn't physically present there with Banks for him to watch what I was doing, tell me what I was doing wrong. I could see what he was doing. It was just a huge help. And now I'm going to fail the double scissor, 19 times. I can't even do a single scissor right now. Holy cow. Kind of close. You might just have to take my word for it that as soon as I turn off this camera, there we go. I can do that. No problem. Trying to think of anything else. Oh yeah, bite handle. Go to bite handle. It's actually really cool. I know you might think a balisong rave sounds kind of cringe, and I'm pretty sure 90% of the people who attended last year thought the same thing. Every single person that I talked to at that show left saying, holy shit, that was amazing. I want to go again next year. So I think bite handle is going to be pretty freaking awesome this year. I hope it is, at least, because I think a lot of people are going to come back. A lot of new people are going to come in. And also talk to the makers. The makers are surprisingly open. You don't really get the opportunity to talk to the people who produce the things that fuel your hobby at the level as you do in the Balisong community. Again, obviously, they're trying to run a table, so don't. Social rules still apply. I keep having to say that, but ask them questions, get to know them a little bit. They do want to answer your questions and talk to you guys because that's the community that supports them. Gosh, I know as soon as I end this video, I'm going to think of 30,000 different things to say. So maybe I'll add on to this if I do remember something. But I think most of my advice comes down to break out of your comfort zone a little bit and talk to people. You will come out of Blade Show with connections that will last for years, if not the rest of your life. I guarantee it. I guarantee you will meet at least one person who you talk to, who you go, I really enjoyed talking to that person. Maybe I'm going to talk to them more on Instagram after the show is over or something like that. Swap Instagrams. Do everything that you can to make those connections because those are the things that really, really matter coming out of a show like this. Live it up. Enjoy it because it only comes around once a year. I mean, 3 times a year if you're going to all 3 Blade shows. But if you're only picking one and this is your one, it's only once a year. Live it up. Enjoy. Don't be stupid. Please, let's not get Balisong banned from Blade Show. But also have fun. Enjoy each other's company. Be nice to one another. We have so much difficulty sometimes being nice to each other online. In person, try to be a little bit nicer. Not saying that everyone is, but just to the minority that are kind of grouchy sometimes. I think that's it. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I feel like there's a lot more I could say, a lot more that I want to say, but a lot more that just isn't coming to mind right now. So I hope with all my heart, if this is your first Blade show or your 15th, you have an amazing time. I hope we get to talk and chat at some point, and I hope it's everything that you dreamed about. Until then, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.